police station, correct? And down those stairs.
You see that you can't go down with the
commercial?
Okay.
You have permission for?
That's where we're again, the commercial space that you're indicating here is on the other part of that line, which is the pier.
Okay.
And
so there's no connection. It's like an island out there.
For those of us who are old and feeble and have a broken back and walk as fast, the area we're standing in right now, is this prohibited or
no, it's
acceptable?
But not down the stairs because that's the boardwalk and that counts as part of the park. So we're trying to figure out what commercial space we were allowed in.
The only commercial space that I can indicate right now is up top where the steps are towards my office. There's a restaurant up there, the courthouses, and the commercial space the commercial space on the pier is going to be beyond that line here, and you're going to have to store your weapon away in order to go in that commercial space.
But then you can get it back out in the commercial space. Just because it's private?
I have it from Lieutenant Redsman here. He says it.
We've talked to my lieutenant about that.
Okay, good.
I'm sorry.
Okay, now we're trying to figure out what the commercial space is
I have
that
an
we
email
have
from
permission
Lieutenant
for.
Redsman. He says that we can go anywhere. We can't. It's prohibited anywhere other than commercial space and parking space. And so what I'm trying to understand is where that commercial space is that we can open carry.
That'd be to me, it's the upper part of the pier up here where I said you can go anywhere you want.
So the restaurants are not commercial. They are.
Well, the commercial, but they're on the pier.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's not. So I'm just confused because so can we not go into a restaurant, open carrying in the restaurant?
I'm saying no.
We have permission from that
Really?
owner to do that?
Inside the restaurant?
I'm saying you're crossing that line where I said that it's prohibited to go past that line. You have to go past that line in order to get to.
No, I understand. You're saying that inside of the restaurant, he's not allowed to open carry?
I said to get to the restaurant, you have to cross the line that we just delineated that you can go to. So you
But he
can't
can always
get.
carry the firearm within a locked container. And that's the way you normally transport across prohibited areas.
Show us where to eat.
That's why you go through school zones, is having your unloaded firearm in a locked container.
I don't know.
So I understand what you're saying.
You carry your locked container into, the restaurant, and then you open it up and do your open carry inside.
That's what the lieutenant wants. Here's the question being posed, Lieutenant. Is that they take their weapon out, put it in a locked container, walk over to the restaurant. When they get to the restaurant, they want to pull it out of the locked container now and reholster it.
Inside the restaurant.
So we have that too.
Where's your locked container, and where are you going to keep your locked container?
I have a locked container with me. My daughter's carrying it.
Oh, okay.
A lot of us have locked containers.
No, I pose the hypothetical.
Backpacks that'll lock it closed, so it's a locked container. We can probably put about 15, 20 guns in there and kill your back. But
yeah, I think it's. I mean, I would have to look at the language, but I think you can't have a gun. It doesn't really matter the open carry or not. I think it's having a firearm on the park.
in an unloaded locked container, it's usually because when you're traveling from place to place and you're traveling between things, you can even go into a school zone.
We'd have to see what our RBMC section that's written up for the park, how it'd be a city code, it would not be the state park.
The city, state park, anything
what does
that
is
not where it's not allowed, you can have it in a locked container because it's considered transporting. At the point it's in a locked container, it's considered a transportation. It's not considered a carrying anymore.
Well, but you're only allowed to transport for specific reasons. You can't just carry a gun everywhere.
To and from lawful events. So we're actually going.
I don't breakfast is a lawful event.
I think that's a lawful event.
You think so?
I don't know. Can you legally have breakfast? I think I can legally have breakfast.
All right. I'd like to interject with a quick concealed carry question, because there is a state statute does exempt persons from having a concealed carry permit if they are traveling to and from, say, a fishing outing. I notice that there's a lot of fishing along the pier. So, is this your prohibition just on open carry, or does it still recognize state law and concealed carry exceptions as well? For example, I don't need a concealed carry permit to go from the parking lot to the pier as long as I've got a fishing pole or a fishing license and a fishing license. Coding. No, it's the exception under 12.0.
You mean with a firearm, transporting a firearm?
Concealed. It's an exception to the concealed carry. You don't need a concealed carry license if you're going.
You that brought that up? Somebody else brought that up.
Yeah, that was me.
To do what?
Okay.
Well, I don't think that's an issue
carry if you have a fishing license.
Correct.
To and from the actual fishing.
Hunting as well.
All state laws that if you're traveling to or from under the Federal Firearms Act.
And I noticed that you have fishing along the pier here, so I was just wondering if this
I
But I know that none of these
Prohibition.
commercial fishermen will allow any weapons on their boat to skip around.
No, they're fishing right off the end of the pier here.
Is that
They're fishing, if you walk along the pier, there are people with fishing poles in the water.
Correct.
Fishing.
Correct.
Okay. If I have a fishing license.
You don't have to have a fishing license to fish on the pier.
Okay, but that's not what the statute says. The statute says I need to have a fishing license to concealed carry for my fishing outing.
But you're going into parkland, and that's where we're talking about parklands. Your RBMC code for parklands.
Well, this is a city park, not a state park. And this is your state park laws and city park laws.
We're gonna have to take that with our city attorney.
Sure. Who
Who
does not comment.
well, I don't want to get into
Yeah,
Okay.
There's a lot of issues where California is a little bit more strict than federal law, which we all know.
Right, and we're
But again, this is what we're asking. That these borders be adhered to with your open carry.
So we didn't resolve the issue of can we?
Well, let's
be
figure out
with
where to
us
eat. Go show us
having
where
an
to eat.
unlocked, unloaded locked gun in our backpack when we go to like the shops on the pier. Because that's transporting, and we want to go support those businesses. Get some
When
food
you're going,
possibly.
because you're in a prohibited area, when you're in a prohibited area, you has to be unloaded and locked. That's just the rule.
Statute.
Statute.
State statute, yes.
That's
That's another good question.
All those memorized.
Yeah, thank you.
I don't have an issue with it.
I was just going to say, I believe that the actual Muni code that the attorney was referring to does say that you cannot possess, have in your possession.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Of course you do. Of course he has it.
Okay, I have another question.
It takes a lot of research. You see how much?
I don't know how any,
Alani,
average
here's a really
citizen
good
can
question.
understand
What?
the firearm.
Alenia?
What is it?
Okay.
What's the question?
Mike Anton of the Daily Breeze said that when he interviewed the city attorney claims that because this is a charter city municipal code overrules California state statute. That's when I asked the police officers if that's their understanding as well.
You can't enact a law that's any stricter than the state.
We can't conflict with the state law.
Yeah,
either.
I don't know. That's a chow question.
No. It's a police officer question because they're the ones who child's not going to make arrests.
I'm not an attorney.
With that, with that language, I would say no. You can't carry one on the perk, regardless of the container that it's in.
Okay. Okay, so we should
that's what
throw
we're
it over the top somewhere.
No,
Clear the zone and.
that's
You're more than welcome to secure them in the substation, and they'll be
Okay.
secure there. Or if you want to secure them in your cars, and we can put if you want to secure them in a car, we'll be more than glad to put one of your cars in the police parking area. So, there'll be some modicum of safety there. Making sure that it's not completely.
okay.
All right, can you show us where to eat?
Wait, could I
Sure.
ask that quick question?
This is a good idea over here.
Does the City Redondo Beach, does your municipal code overrule state statute? If two are in conflict, which supersedes the other, city or state?
Well, we have to enforce all of them. So, and it's not for
So you'll
us-
violate state
it's
law
not-
to enforce local
it's-
law.
It's not for us to interpret. That's for the attorneys.
You can billy club him at any time.
So,
That's what I told you. Which? No.
okay. So
don't know my
you wanna
name
know
yet.
Someplace to eat?
Charles Mitchell. Oh,
Thank you.
I know your name.
Yes.
Now I'm gonna get hurt.
Paulie's would be a good place, and then they can carry, and there's not a problem at all. Paulie's is right
It's up to you.
on the other side of Delzano's right here.
Paulie's is on the little sport
I can take
fishing
you there.
pier.
You guys want
I'm
to go now?
wondering what this way we
This
can
will be an
actually
easier
go to.
question. All the privately owned marinas, they're
We get
open
there, we
carry,
can go past here.
as far as the city's concerned.
Yeah, there's a few restaurants
Then
down there.
Portofino, Pier Harbor, the other one.
they're accessible by us.
Sir, you're asking me questions. I can't answer. Ask our city attorney.
Are you aware of whether or not the city's going to make a map of the area so we'll
I'm not
know?
going to get in confrontation.
It's not a confrontation. It's questions I've been
That's my
asked.
lieutenant.
Okay.
Steroids to come here.
Jim, do you have any suggestions for breakfast on the
The
pier?
only one on the pier is at the Redondo Coffee Shop at the end there, and I like Paulie's a lot better than Redondo Coffee Shop.
Yeah, typically, but you can. What's the one right below El Torito where you can just get coffee?
Start walking this way. We've got
To the
to-
Portofino.
Meeting people over at the.
I'm sorry?
And we gotta go start meeting people at the end of tomorrow. It's almost 10.
Oh yeah, we don't have a path from the garage path.
Okay.
Well, the garage right.
No,
is an area.
right where you, the bike path, right where you guys came in, isn't that?
You have to walk across that one.
Yeah, there's that area
Here's,
from the.
no, this is how I resolved it for you.
Oh, okay.
Okay. If you're parked under the structure there, you're under there already, you're okay. If you're not parked under the structure, you're parked where you are, we'll go walk right now that way, up those steps.
We'll have to go up the steps.
Up to our office and then
through by your offices. and
Okay.
then-
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, we should see the quickest path to the office anyway for everyone who needs to use that. We
Okay.
can direct them to there.
Now where'd the spokesperson go? There he goes. Ducking through.
Secretary?
Quick question: the 3 privately owned marinas, are they considered off prohibited areas for open carry?
I don't know. I don't believe
Thank
that they're
you.
a park.
An honest answer.
I don't. It's never been a question for us.
No.